senators, Amber, voted against this, voted to keep late-term abortion legal. That was Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski and Republican Senator Susan Collins. I mean, shame on them.
Right, exactly right. They've been a perpetual headache for the GOP, whether it's this vote, whether it's Obamacare, whether it's tax reform. They have been blocking what is considered a conservative agenda since the entire time that Trump has been in office. And I think it's really disappointing because women know the negative effects of having abortions this late in the game. 60% of women support a 20-week abortion ban, and a majority of people overall support it. So it's rather baffling to me why two conservative senators, or really why anyone at all, would be opposing something that not only is backed up by science, but is supported by the vast majority of Americans.
Right, the people who they purport to represent. Okay, let's debunk some of these factual inaccuracies that the left peddles when it comes to late-term abortion. So let me ask you this. The left says that late-term abortion, to use Hillary Clinton's words, it's a tragedy that families decide on. Generally, Hillary Clinton says, when they have devastating news about fetal abnormalities. Amber, are the majority of late-term abortions due to fetal abnormalities?
No, the majority of all abortions actually are due to convenience.
Not fetal abnormalities at all. That actually was a shocking statistic to me when I learned about that. It is. It's less than 1% actually. It's mostly about convenience. It's about opportunity. It is not about fetal abnormalities. Not that that would justify it, but still a point worth making here. All right, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, I want to show her tweet on the screen here. She's talking about whether this bill would have passed the House if it had been a majority of women that were in Congress. She said, if women made up 51% of Congress, do you think we would still be fighting to protect a woman's right to choose? Do you think that the Senate would be voting on a dangerous 20-week abortion ban? Absolutely not, she says. Amber, do the majority of women support abortion, support late-term abortion?
No, 60% of women don't support late-term abortion. They support the 20-week ban that was voted on. So obviously, Kirsten Gillibrand is talking about a very specific type of woman that she wants elected to the Senate. She wants the very progressive women like her who think that abortion at any time, on demand, free is the best strategy. And, Democrats love to talk about how great things are in progressive European countries. They're always talking about how we should import their healthcare systems. But they don't consider the fact that the vast majority of European countries actually ban abortions at 12 to 15 weeks. And of the 7 countries that allow abortions after 20 weeks, those include China and North Korea. Certainly not people that I think we should be modeling our human rights after.
Abortion was once considered an equal rights issue. Advocates decades ago claimed abortion was something a woman had to do because it was her body. Most Americans, even ones in support of abortion, regard it as objectionable, but perhaps necessary in some cases, even though throughout the decades polls have proven most Americans hate it. But today something has changed among Democrats. They no longer consider abortion as an ugly but sometimes needed practice. They actually celebrate it. Liberals get on stage at conventions and are applauded for murdering unborn children. They consider it some kind of a liberal rite of passage. Even some liberal celebrities regretted not getting abortions when they were younger. Imagine that. Leftists have become so radical over the murdering of children, they refuse to even acknowledge what we know through medical science. Medical research and science has shown that children in the womb develop remarkably fast. By the time the 5-month mark passes, the unborn child's fingers, toes, eyelids, eyebrows, nails, and even eyelashes have all been formed. The child can suck its thumb and yawn. It has a heartbeat, and it can very much feel pain. Unbelievable. I don't even know if I can really read this. Senate Democrats remain blind as to any and all harm inflicted by abortion, even that harm is directed at the woman. For example, according to a 2003 report published in the Medical Science Monitor, women whose first pregnancy ended in abortion were significantly more at risk for clinical depression than women whose first pregnancies resulted in birth. Subsequent studies echoed these findings, identifying an increased suicide risk as well as symptoms that mimic post-traumatic stress. Source: Fox News. Other studies have found 74% of women were pressured, into having abortions. That debunks the notion they had a right to choose. Instead, outside forces caused them to abort their children. Ted Cruz put the focus on the harm Democrats have caused to American families. Their mad obsession over abortion has decimated millions of American families. How many families would be whole had a radicalized Democratic Party approached abortion with a bit more skepticism rather than reducing all moral questions to a collection of misguided slogans, source Fox News. The science is clear. Abortion is a barbaric and outdated practice. It brutally ends the life of an unborn person. Democrats can throw around as many empty talking points as they like. It won't change that reality. As more evidence mounts proving how evil abortion is, they will only become more extreme over the cause. Much like in everything else, they will ignore reality to push their toxic agenda. The only question is, are we going to let them get away with it?